Hello and welcome to this video. My name is Anna, I'm a third year psychology student and I make videos on psychology topics and uni stuff, and welcome to this video, which is a psychology video. And the reason for that is because I want to make this like a series on here where I hope to, for example, every Wednesday do a psychology video. Hopefully they won't be too long, just a short video talking about a concept or theory or interesting thing in psychology, because there are so many interesting things and a lot of them you might not even know, or there are so many interesting things out there, and I want to gather them all and talk about them on here. That's what I hope to do, and if you're interested in psychology, I hope these will teach you something new. So today we're going to be talking about the Pratfall Effect. So what is a pratfall? It's essentially a failure or a mistake or something that goes wrong that someone does, or in this case it was created by the psychologist Aronson in 1966. What does this mean? What is this effect? It basically means that if someone who is of a high status, or someone who is considered likable and popular and, I don't know, society adores them, if they commit a mistake or an everyday kind of like fall, for example, like I'll give an example in a moment, but if they do something that people might consider embarrassing, people will think, wow, you are still amazing. So an example is maybe a celebrity will trip at a red carpet event. That might be embarrassing, but people would think, oh, that person is so clumsy, that's so funny of them to do that, and they will be kind of like praised for that. When if it was someone like me, if I tripped, then someone might laugh at me and think, wow, that's so embarrassing, she is so embarrassing. Yeah, you get the idea maybe. So people who we think of highly, if they do something like a pratfall, like a mistake, a failure, that might be considered bad, it won't be perceived in that way. And the researcher did a study where people were interviewed, and one of those people was attractive and highly skilled and intelligent, and at the end of the interview they spilled coffee on themselves. The second person, who was maybe not as intelligent and, let's say, less impressive, they also spilled coffee on themselves. And then at the end the participants were asked to rate the attractiveness of each of those people, and they rated it higher for the person who was more impressive, so the person who was perceived better. That spilling of coffee, something that may be embarrassing in like an interview, it wasn't perceived in that way at all. It was perceived as more likable, and make a little mistake like that and so people instantly perceive it as, oh, that makes him even better. Whereas someone who's not like that, well, people will think that's so embarrassing. That's like the assumptions of this effect. That's basically the effect in summary, and there are so many other examples when this can be used, when we see this happening. It's also quite similar to the halo effect. So what can we take from this? What can we learn from this? Is that we are all imperfect. We all make mistakes, whether that's embarrassing, whether that's not embarrassing. Like, someone might hear about this effect and think, no, I don't do that, I don't judge people like that. And it's, again, like psychology, it doesn't apply to everything. Like, the assumption I get from this is that it highlights the stereotype of like people who are better, that they're better and that we perceive them as better. Halo effect, again, I don't like to think in that way, and this is an interesting effect, and it can be used in so many other things, not just whether we think someone who is attractive and amazing, like if they make a mistake then that's amazing, like, and I guess it depends on what it applies to. Also, this can be applied in marketing, where people can make the products relate to people by showing that we all have flaws, we're all not perfect. And also there was one other interesting study I just want to say, and it was to do with picking a cookie. One cookie was like perfect, the edges were like, it just looked like a round cookie, while the other one broken, less perfect, crumbly, and so on, and people had to choose which one they would rather prefer. The imperfect cookie was the one that was picked most. So that just shows that you can't hide mistakes and like pratfalls and flaws. And so that's the theory in summary, and I like the meaning behind this, that mistakes are necessary and it doesn't make us any less perfect, and that nothing is perfect. And I guess it also helps with relating to other people, because if you see someone who you think is amazing and like an idol to you and they make a mistake, they do something that you thought maybe they wouldn't do, like for example they spill coffee on themselves while walking in the street, like you might think that's embarrassing, but that's like an everyday thing. Like it happens to so many people. Maybe I hope not, but you get the idea. So it makes us relate to other people, and I think it also highlights that we shouldn't care what other people think, and just like, who cares if this person does that. I'm just talking non-related things now, but I just like this effect and theory and the applications that it has. I hope you managed to learn something new listening to me ramble. My rambling is a bit anyway, so thank you for watching, and I hope I can continue this and continue making psychological videos every Wednesday. If you enjoy this video, then I hope you stick around to hear more rambling of mine about psychology.